Hi, Cindy. I wanted to walk you through this Google Doc just to make sure that I explain a couple things. Okay, so first of all, you will have access to this document through three different ways that you can get to it. One of them is the email that I sent you. The other way is going to be inside Practice Better. You're going to see a link to a protocol. So you just look under protocols and it says your nutrition program. There's going to be a link there to this document. And then the other place is inside FullScript. I placed a link there for it. I also invited you to your Hotmail address, but I don't think you can use it that way. I'm not sure. All right, so here we go. This summarizes everything that I've put together so far, and I'm going to keep updating this document over time as we continue working together because things are going to change. You're going to give me feedback on what's going on, and I'm going to keep modifying things and giving you new resources. So this is just a starting point for us. There's a lot more information here than what you need to get started, but I just wanted to err on the side of too much rather than too little in case you are someone who likes to just move ahead of schedule, okay? But obviously, I'm planning to take you step by step and walk you through everything. So please don't feel that you need to understand all of this and implement everything all at once. That really is up to kind of like your personality. So here we go. First, at the top of the document, I've got your goals. I just want to make sure that we always stay focused on what your goals are, and that way I can help you reach them. We've got your weight at the very top here as your goal, and then we've got other goals including the acid reflux, your gut health, blood pressure, which we didn't get to talk about. It seems to be controlled since we didn't talk about it much, but let's talk next time. Your fatigue, we definitely are going to try to address that the best we can. Brain fog and improving sleep. Here I have a little summary of your lab markers. Granted, it was last year. I would love to get some new lab data. And then you and I can talk about additional testing that I can offer you that your doctor is not able to offer you. Some nutritional and functional medicine lab testing. All right, next here we have the overview of recommendations. Oh, and before I forget, so if a marker is out of range, in the functional range, I put it here in like an orange color rather than a red. Functional medicine has different lab ranges than conventional medicine. And let me just explain quickly why this is important. In nutritional and functional medicine, we try to prevent disease before it happens, but conventional medicine only treats disease once it's already occurred. And what I don't want to do is wait until you already have a disease and then we treat it. I want to catch it before it happens, catch a problem before it happens. So here I've highlighted a couple markers, which I explain later in the document. Your hemoglobin A1C is a 3-month average of your blood sugar. It is elevated according to functional medicine standards. It should be either 5 or below. And at a 5.4, it means that there is some glycation going on in your hemoglobin, and it does mean that you've got some elevated insulin and elevated blood sugar that's persisting at certain times of the day. So we do need to pay attention to that for a couple of reasons. One of them is we don't want you to become pre-diabetic, and the next reason is right now, more urgently, you're trying to lose weight. And in order to lose weight, you need to have stable blood sugar, and you cannot have high insulin levels. So this indicates that your insulin level is higher than it should be for part of the day. You know, whether it's at night, maybe when you're having, it could be when you're having alcohol, when you're having crackers, or something that's higher in carbohydrates. I'm not really sure when it happens, but it's not in the morning because your glucose is in good range in the morning when you're fasting. So to be determined, but that is the reason why that is in orange. And then your TSH, this is a thyroid marker. It's at 2.5. In functional medicine, we want it to be 2.0 or below. It could mean that you have a little bit of a start of a sluggish thyroid. Certainly not a need for medication by any means, but it could mean that we need to support your thyroid through nutrition, through nutrients and minerals. So that's why I have that highlighted as well, just so we can nourish your thyroid and just probably get it to a normal, a better, more optimal range in that way. Okay, moving on here, here's the overview. This is just the summary. If you don't even want to read the whole entire rest of the document, you probably, could skip it, because this is going to summarize everything that I have in this document here. So I'll let you go ahead and read it, but it's basically increasing protein, increasing vegetables, fruits, and grains, and increasing fiber and potassium. Those are the things that are really missing in your diet based on your food journal, because I went through everything that you've entered, which was really helpful to get an idea on what type of things you typically eat. And what I did is I added the targets for you. They're called nutrient targets. You're going to see those now. You were not seeing them before. But now what happens is when you look at the summary of your day, you're going to see something that looks like this with this bar graph. And then you're going to see at the bottom of the section, you're going to see what the target goals are that I have set for you based on everything that you and I have discussed. So I have set your protein at a 80 gram range, which is definitely higher than what you've been consuming, and I'll explain more about that. And then here you can see in yellow 120 gram range for the carbohydrates. It can certainly be lower than that if you'd like it to be, but I don't want you to compromise high fiber foods and nutrients. So again, I'll explain all of that later. I need your fiber to go up. Very, very important for your fiber to come from polyphenol-rich fruits and vegetables, because that's going to feed your microbiome, your gut bacteria. And if you feed the good gut bacteria with the right foods, it's going to improve your gut health. And if you improve your gut health, then all sorts of great things happen, not just the reflux and your intestinal health, but also your metabolism is very much linked to your gut health and microbiome. And then the last thing is your brain health is also very intimately tied to your gut health, because the gut is where neurotransmitters are produced, and it's also where the immune system resides. 80% of the immune system is in the gut, so we really want to get your gut healthy. And so I really want a very big focus to be on the gut, which happens to be by eating a better diet. So everything comes full circle. All right, you'll see under the diet category, I have increased protein. This is probably larger amount than you've ever seen for protein amount consumption. The goal here is higher than what you've seen in standard kind of dietetic literature, because I do not want you to get minimum wage type of grams for protein. I want you to get more than what the very minimum requirements are to prevent malnutrition. I want you to get enough so that you can lose weight, you can have more energy, and that your body can start repairing itself. You are losing muscle. Every month that you do not get enough protein on a daily basis, you are losing muscle. And it is really important right now for you to preserve your lean muscle, because this is how your metabolism is going to get improved. And that's how also you're going to prevent your bone loss. Okay, so as women after age 50, after age 60, it just becomes incredibly difficult to maintain bone density and also strength in our muscles. We have to work hard at it. And if we're not working at it, we are losing that. We are losing our muscles, we are losing our bones. And I don't want that to happen. So increase your protein. It's pretty easy. I've outlined some different tools for you to use, like this protein visual here that is going to show you what 30 grams of protein looks like. If you have a scale at home, you can weigh your food, and that helps you weighing your protein will help you to see if you're getting anywhere near the right amount for your protein needs. Okay, then there's some vegetarian protein sources as well if you want to look at those. All right, so take a look, read that information. The next step number 2 is to lower carbohydrates. So mostly what I'm talking about here are sugars and starches. I'm not talking about lowering, good, healthy carbohydrates. I want you to consume plenty of those. In fact, that's step number 3 here is increase fiber. So I don't want you to reduce fruits or vegetables just because they have carbohydrates. Not at all what I'm suggesting. But I do think that there is room for improvement here by removing or minimizing the alcohol because of your goals. So alcohol is really a tricky thing because obviously there's many reasons why we may drink. And it may be, helpful for a number of reasons depending on how you're feeling. But the downside is it is definitely affecting your metabolism on a couple different levels. So without getting too detailed on this, there's a large amount of evidence explaining that alcohol is going to slow down the weight loss process for several reasons that have to do with estrogen metabolism, preventing detoxification, and more importantly, even for you, is that it absolutely is linked to worsening of acid reflux. I would love to see you have fewer problems with acid reflux, and I think that the goal of either minimizing or eliminating alcohol would be a worthwhile consideration. And I don't know, you might want to just think of how you can make that happen. Maybe only on weekends. I'm not sure, but limiting the number of days would be a great start to seeing how that affects your metabolism and your reflux. Okay. The next part is just a little section here on explaining how insulin is related to your body fat and how you can lower your body fat with more ease as you lower your insulin. And that's why I'm suggesting a lower carbohydrate diet, because this is a very helpful way to a very effective way to lower your insulin. Here you're going to see A through F. These are recipes that you can get some ideas here. Now you're going to notice when you click on this that it's going to ask you, it's not doing it right now, but it will when you do it. It's going to ask you to type in your email address. Just go ahead and type it in. You're not going to be sent anything. It's just my recipe software that just wants to make sure that it's my client that is accessing the recipes. When you scroll down this list, you can see if anything kind of appeals to you here, like maybe the beef burrito bowl with cauliflower rice. Whatever it is, click on it. You're going to see the photo of the recipe. Scroll down, you're going to see the ingredients. You can change the serving size if you just want 2 servings instead of 4, or maybe if you want to have your family over and make 6 servings. And then you've got the directions right here. All right, so that is how those recipes work. And you can print them as well. You can save them as a PDF, or you can print them, or you can just view them on your phone or online. Now, some of these are PDFs instead of a website. So, for example, this document, you can just take a look, and if it's something that you find is helpful or useful, then you can go ahead and print it or save it on your drive. All right, so I've got all of these resources here for you to look through. These are my low-carb resources. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't have anything else. You're not on keto, and you're not on a very low-carb diet at all. You're on a moderate carbohydrate diet. So you can add in some high-fiber foods, and that's step number 3 over here, increase fiber. Your goal is to get at least 21 grams per day. That is based on your age and your gender. And also the fact that you have some gastrointestinal things going on that can be greatly helped using increased fiber. So you can take a look at this fiber visual here. This is a guide to high fiber foods. And not only are they high in fiber, these are foods that are going to help nourish your microbiome. So it's going to feed the good guys that live in your gut. Number 4, increase potassium. So potassium is a really important mineral that is found inside vegetables, fruits, and lentils, and it is really important for your brain health, your energy, your blood pressure. And it is also a very alkalizing mineral, so it can help your acid reflux, perhaps preventing it, and it'll definitely help with blood pressure. In fact, I have had some clients who have normalized their blood pressure and did not need their medication anymore, just because they increase the potassium in their diet, in their daily diet. Your goal is 4,700 milligrams a day. This will get tracked inside the food journal if you just want to see how you're doing. For example, over here, this is a screenshot from one of the days of your journal, and your day's intake was 1,000 milligrams. your goal is going to be 4,700. So you've got some work to do to get there, but certainly you can get there with time. It just takes having consistent meals. Like all 3 of your meals need to have high potassium foods, which happen to be high fiber foods. So it all works out. It should be very doable. Over here, you're going to have a food list. If you like food lists, this is going to be your go-to. You can print this or just view it online. And this is going to have, I'm putting you on level 1. You're on the level 1 diet, weight and wellness reset. And here you're going to have a list of protein foods, and you're going to have a list of vegetables and fruits. And then you're going to also have the healthy fats and oils that you can use for cooking or for cold, for salad dressings, nuts and seeds, beans, grains, legumes. So this, and then page 4 is going to be the rules. These are the program food rules. You can go ahead and take a look at this. It is a great overview of what you and I are going to be focusing on. And we'll cover each of these things every time that we meet. You don't need to become an expert at it overnight, but at least you have the program. You'll have the program ready to go. This is just a quick, easy link to your food journal, the app. This is a link to your supplement plan that I created. Let's go ahead and just take a look at it right now and see, and let me show you. Okay, I don't know if my screen share is going to work on this. If I pull it over. A capsule as well. If you want that, you just have to search for this Therabiotic Complete. Just type in that keyword or those keywords, and you'll find it in the catalog as a capsule instead of a powder. We didn't talk about the Tributyrin Supreme, but this is an amazing gut supplement that I thought of yesterday after we spoke, and I really think it would be fantastic for you in particular. So I added this to your program because we are really going to be working on your gut. And this is a fantastic nutrient which improves your gut health by repairing damage to the intestinal lining that is, from processed foods, alcohol, medications. It's just great. It's great for leaky gut, inflammation. It helps with detox. It helps with proper pH of the gut. And it helps with your blood sugar regulation. I personally take it after every meal, and I have definitely noticed a difference since I started taking it. I have a pretty healthy gut to begin with, but it has really taken it to a new level. So I'm a huge fan of Tributyrin. It's great for the brain as well. It feeds the bacteria that help keep the brain in good shape. I mean, there's some great research on this ingredient product. Now, you and I talked about magnesium plus P5P. P5P is B6. It's the active form of vitamin B6. And you can read this little description here that I wrote. It's one of the most important B vitamins, very commonly found deficient. It's incredible for brain health, for energy, for sleep, both energy and sleep, mood, brain, muscles, detox, weight loss, serotonin production. I mean, there's just so many things. There's like 600 enzyme systems it's great for. So that is the first vitamin I want to get you started with, or the combination of vitamins, I should say, because it does have some magnesium in it. Here's the tyrosine that you and I talked about. I have all the instructions, already here, so I'll let you experiment with tyrosine if you want to do that. Of course, you can hold off on the tyrosine experimentation and do the other things first. That's up to you. This is the vitamin D supplement. So I know it says ADK, Evail, but it actually has vitamin A, D, K, and E all mixed together. This is my favorite vitamin D supplement. It is fabulous. It's an antioxidant formula. It really helps to get your vitamin D levels up or maintain them where you need them to be. And it's the same, it's a tiny little bead, so it's very easy to swallow. Then you've got, this is the fish oil. Omega Avail Hypo is a fish oil. This is a great fish oil because it only takes 2 soft gels per day. You can take them at the same time with a meal, any meal of your choice. And 2 per day is going to give you the amount, a nice dose of EPA and DHA, which is great for brain health and it's also great for the immune system and for inflammation. It reduces inflammation. Of course, you can take 4 per day if you have a chronic, inflammatory condition going on. But since we don't know your levels, you can start with just 2. Now, this is one we did not talk about at all, but I want you to hold off on this until you read the information. I don't want to take up too much time on this video talking about it, but you and I can talk about it next time we speak. Betaine HCl, it's hydrochloric acid. This is my go-to for my clients who have acid reflux. It is also it is a really important one to figure out if you have a deficiency of hydrochloric acid. There's this very kind of fascinating conversation that we need to have about acid reflux, the causes, and whether you have too little acid. Believe it or not, too little acid. You may have already heard about this, but acid reflux is usually caused when the body is not producing enough acid at the right time during meals. And so I linked a really great article for you so you can get some reading in on understanding the whole topic of stomach acidity and reflux, because it is such an important one to understand if you're going to wean off of those medications. Or, then right here under the acid reflux resources category, this is where you're going to find that article that I just told you about on acid reflux. So it's by Dr. David Jockers. It's a long recommendations for exercise. And then here you've got additional resources if you want to look through these. I believe you already have. The review was helpful, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.